Why does it feel so formal now? Hi everyone. Thank you, thank you for coming to the second session of our series. And today we have Iyala Saadi with us. She's from Syria. She's my best friend, an amazing soul who has done so much work in Syria, most importantly, but also in other neighboring countries like Iraq and of course the UK. And we met each other while I was doing my MA at the University of Sussex, and she did MA in gender, violence, and conflict. We were like housemates basically because she would always come to my flat every day, and we would study together, and we would cry together, we would sleep together with a lot of other people in the family. We call them flat Millie because they basically lived in my flat, and I was like fathering them. Yeah, I was like a father to them. So yeah, so
The
uh,
godmom.
one. Let me check the participant list. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So so like last week, this week we no 2 weeks ago, this week we were putting together this session in order to give you a chance to basically practice your speaking and to put some of the words you've learned to use. Yeah, so learn how to use those words that you've learned from week 1, 2, and 3. So they have, so for your information, Yala, they've learned words related to gender equality and vulnerable sectors and migration and displacement. So you can actually incorporate some of those themes into your talk today. And
Nice.
I also hope that this space can provide you with an opportunity to broaden your network, right? To widen the scope of your advocacy. And I think it's really relevant because a lot of our workers are um, they're employed in many different countries in the Middle East, including Syria. Actually, we have quite a lot of Indonesian migrants working in Syria. So I think networking with Iyala will be very pertinent, will be very relevant to your work as well. So if anything happens to our friends in Syria, you can quickly connect with Iyala and channel some support. Yeah. So before we start today's session, I just want to give a quick introduction about Iyala. Of course, you can introduce yourself again later, but everyone, Iyala is a gender activist. She has more than 8 years of experience in um, transformative and intersectional gender programs in Syria, and she's done. Her work has primarily revolved around gender programming, right? But more recently, she has also done a lot of research as well. But this is more like policy or program oriented research rather than academic research. So she has so much to bring to the table today, and I really hope that you can make use of this opportunity to network and to reflect on your own work and possibly, I don't know, widen your the scope of your advocacy. So, Iyala, without further ado, I'll just give you the floor. Yeah.
Terima kasih, Yoga. Thank you so much. I'm so happy and I'm so glad to be here among all of you and to be invited by Yoga and this amazing association organization that I believe that it provides unique and wonderful learning opportunity for you as youth. So I'm so happy to be here. I hope this will bring, new information in a fun way. But my presentation will be a bit traditional, unlike my friend Avril in the previous session. Um, yeah, my Avril, she was my friend, and she's so creative, and her advocacy is so creative. I am a biggest fan of her work. However, my work is a bit traditional, but it's okay. This is this is the other part of advocacy. So Yeah, I'm so excited to share my humble experience with you, and I would love and looking forward also to hear from you. Some ideas from you, your experience would be amazing. So please don't hesitate to share any question, any idea from your own experience. Deal? And before, actually, I want also to hear your voice. If you want to speak up and yeah, share your name, anything else, I would love to hear before I start, if it's possible.
Sure. Please, everyone, unmute yourself and introduce yourself. Okay, shall we start with Ma'ana? Ma'ana? Or maybe Kak Jenny?
Hello, everyone. Hello, Iyala.
Hi, dear.
I'm sorry because I cannot turn on my camera.
It's all right, dear. It's all right.
But
Hearing
I
your
hope
voice
you
is
can
enough.
hear
It's
me
all right.
well. Okay, thank you. My name is Jenny, and I am from East Nusa Tenggara.
Very nice to meet you, Jenny.
Oops, I think she dropped from the call. Yeah, the connection is not really stable here. I'm in the same
It's
province
all
as
right.
well. Let's move on to, while waiting for Kak
The
Jenny.
same here.
Should I just pick anyone from the list? I hate to do this. Please don't make
It's
me.
all right.
And
Dears, feel free if you want to share. Of course,
Yes,
if you want to share your name.
Yeah, please show.
hello.
Oh yeah, Kak Safitri,
Hi.
let's go.
Oh, sorry.
Hello, hello, Iyana. Nice to meet you. I'm sorry I cannot open my camera because
Sorry.
in Bogor is a little bit raining hard. Nice to meet you. I'm Safitri. I'm from Cibinong, East Java, and then in East Java, some of people like to eat vegetables, but my hometown actually
I noticed
in
that.
yeah uh, uh, oh, I'm sorry, Cibinong is in Jawa Barat itu apa ya? West
Well,
Java ya? Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm living in West Java, but my hometown is in Surabaya and East Java, and I like to eat gado-gado.
love it.
Great to hear your voice. Indeed, the vegetables and food in Indonesia are the best. I taste them almost like, yeah, I taste all of them almost, right? We're the best.
Yes.
I think Kak
Thank you.
Intan is trying
Thank you, dear.
to unmute herself. Yeah, please go ahead.
Thank you, Mas Yoga. Hello, Miss Ayala. I'm not sure how to address you, but I hope that's right, Miss Ayala. It's very nice to hear from you and your experience, and I can't wait to learn a lot from this topic today because this is such a very interesting topic, especially for me as an IR student. I'm currently in my last semester waiting for graduate, and I'm from Sumatra, but now I'm residing in Yogyakarta. So it's because of the inequality, just for your information, like, yeah, so the development in Indonesia is centered in Java. So most students, they try to study in Java for a better education quality, sadly. Yeah, anyway, thank you so much. I'm sorry I can't turn on my camera because I don't look presentable now, but I'm gonna listen here very attentively.
Oh, thank you so much and good luck. Good luck, dear.
Okay, who wants to go next? Farah? Farah, would you like to go next? Kelvin?
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Sorry, I'm not able to turn on my camera.
Right, so you don't have to.
My name is Kelvin. I'm from a civil society organization of migrant workers, representing the extended family of migrant workers. I come from East Nusa Tenggara, in the city of Kupang. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you, dear.
Mungkin Mbak Nani, would you like to go next?
Okay.
Hi.
Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. Hi, Iyala.
Thank you.
I introduce myself. My name is Nani. I'm come from Malang, East Java. It's nice to join this room, sharing with you.
Oh, thank you, Nani. Nice to meet you. Thank you for joining.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mbak Nani. Mas Rasi, would you like to go next?
Hello,
Hello.
good afternoon, everyone. My name is Resi Yulianto. I am from Tegal, Central Java. My nickname is Resi. My organization is SBMI. Thank you.
Thank you, Resi. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you. Kak Rusi, would you like to go next? Kak Rusi? Kak Farida?
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Ayala, Mas Yoga. I'm Ida. I'm from, actually, I'm from the West Java, but I'm living in Lampung, West Lampung. Also, I'm from SBMI too. It's nice to meet you, Ayala. You
Thank you,
really
Frida.
so
Frida.
beautiful.
Thank you. Kak Zurhan? You're still on mute. Kak Zurhan, you're still muted.
Wait. Hello, do you hear my voice?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes. Good afternoon, everybody. How are you today? Nice to meet you, Iyala Saidi, right? Mas Yoga.
Adi.
Nice to
That's
meet you.
great.
Yeah.
That's good.
Let me introduce myself. My name is Zurhan Afriadi. You can call me Zurhan. Now I live at Lombok. If someday you going to Lombok, Lombok is some good place in the world. And
My pleasure. My pleasure.
yeah. And right now I work at some organization. The name is Rudat. Rudat is focused to protect child and develop young people like that. That's all. To me, nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Zurhan. Thank you.
Let's go on to Kak Zara.
Hello.
Hi.
Am I audible? Can you hear my voice?
You are, yes.
Okay, hello. Good afternoon, everyone. Iyala Masaul Khair.
I see you, Clara.
Masaul Khair.
She speaks Arabic.
Yeah, she just spoke.
Okay, hello, my name is Zahra. I am from Depok, West Java, and I am very interested in hearing the topic for today from you, Iyala, especially about gender-based violence, because I've been hearing a lot of cases, and I do want to know how resistance is done, especially in this topic today. So I'm very happy to be here and very happy to be able to hear from you. Thank you, Shukran.
Thank you so much, Zahra. You know, Zahra in Arabic means flower.
Yes, it means flower.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Iyala, she did a BA in Arabic literature, so she speaks perfect Arabic.
Oh, that's very cool. Very fun.
Okay, next,
Thank you so much.
Ibu Eni. Ibu Eni, would you like to go next? Kak Feral? Okay, Kak Lindu. Hi, Kak Lindu. It's nice to have you here.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hi. It's been
Oh,
so
hi. Yes. Hi, Alia. Hi, Yoga. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Should I?
Hello.
Maybe, yeah. Okay. My name is Lindu. I'm from Malaysia. So I have been working with migrant domestic workers in Malaysia specifically. So yeah, I'm interested to hear Iyala sharing. So because quite interested. It a little bit similar with my interest. So yeah, thank you for this.
Amazing. Thank you, Lindu. Thank you for joining.
Thank you so much.
Kak Ziana, would you like to go next?
Yeah. Hello, Iyala.
Hello.
Can you hear?
Yes.
Can you hear
Yes.
me? Okay. My name is Ziana. I'm I live in Mataram. Mataram is capital West Nusa Tenggara Barat. And right now, so I'm so glad to see you, Iyala. You know, I'm so excited to join here here because this topic is very yeah, it's very interesting. This topic about gender. Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Diana. Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Mas Tony?
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Mr. Yoga. Hello, Miss Iyala Saadi, and all of my friends in the Zoom room. My name is Tony. I'm from Lombok, especially East Lombok. Very happy to announce about gender right now, and I will stay here until the Zoom end. Thank you.
Amazing.
Thank you for joining, Tony.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I think everyone has introduced themselves. I think some people had some trouble with their connection, but you can go ahead and you can go on to your presentation if you want.
Yes, thank you, Yoga. Now I am more motivated to start after hearing your voices and know you more. So I'm so happy that practitioners and students from different regions in Tunisia are joining. So that's amazing. And yes, let's start. So we will talk about a bit about resisting gender-based violence in conflict-affected region, which the context is in Syria. But first, I want to share with you the agenda, which partially will focus before that, how like my journey in learning English, which is, I think, it might be important for you to know because it was not easy. before, specializing in gender-based violence, or how I reached to work on programs that address sexual and gender-based violence as well. So let's start. So the agenda is the first part. I will share with you how I learn English, how English opened doors for me. So my English learning journey, and then how I used how using English in my career really helped me as well, and how learning English helped me to apply for scholarships and gain scholarship to study in the UK, for example. And the second part of the agenda, can you see? Yeah, the second part, it will be focused on why I choose to work on gender-based violence in first place, and then gender-based violence in Syria, and my work in Raqqa, or in Syria, let's say, in a brief way, let's say. And lastly, the link between gender-based violence and countering violent extremism. We will talk about a bit on that aspect as well. Okay, so let's start with the first part of agenda. So learning process. So my name is Iyala, right? I'm 33 years. I born, raised, and grew up in Syria. Syria is located in Western Asia. More specifically, Western Asia is like decolonial term, but the colonial term is Middle East, which is more common, but the decolonial is the West, the Southwest Asia. So it lies on the eastern edge of the Mediterranean Sea. It borders Turkey to the north, Iraq to the east, Jordan and Jordan to the south, and Palestine and Lebanon to the southwest. So this is like just where I am located. Regarding English, so English in Syria is not used in daily life, especially when I was younger at all, and the educational opportunities back then were very, very limited. So from younger age, I faced learning difficulty, which is ADHD, if it's known, like it's considered a learning difficulty. So and also, as I'm not Arabic is the only official language in Syria, but it's not my mother tongue. I'm not native in Arabic. I have a different mother tongue, which is Syriac. Arabic is the second language that I spoke. So at school, I was facing a bit challenges, to keep up or to catch up with my friends, or with my, they advanced Arabic. So I faced difficulty on that level. So when I was introduced at school to English, I found it as an opportunity,
Okay, go on. Sorry.
Everything's right?
Yeah, sorry.
Perfect. And let me know if you don't if my voice is not clear or anything else. Please let me know, dears, anyone. You can raise your hands or speak up or anything. So so I was like, when I introduced to English at school, I invest the opportunity. Like I want also to show up, like I also know it. So I was very interested to learn the language, because all of us, all the students, we started from the scratch, right? At the same time. So I was like, okay, then I can, it's investment time. I can prove myself. So I was really interested to learn, and I really liked the language. So that's how my passion, or the reason that I want to learn English, started at school. What else? So yes, so that's how during the school, and then after I started the university in different city, I started to take private learning courses. It was like my first English private course was when I was 19, 20. So this course really helped me. It was like, really helped the communication skills, because in English in Syria, or like in English education in Syria doesn't have high quality, so they don't teach us how to improve our communication skills, whether the verbal one or whether the writing one. So we don't know how to write essays, for example, or how to express our ideas by writing. It's really difficult. Like, we graduated school and we don't know how to write. Yeah, and we don't know how to practice English in daily life. You can imagine. And also the dialect, they don't teach us pure dialect, whether it's British or American or any other accent. So it's just mixed. It's here and there and everything. It's a mess, you know, whatever you like. So yeah, despite these limitations and challenges, I was drawn to English because as I said, it gave me a space to grow outside the pressure of a rigid school system or traditional school system. And how I also taught myself, I was listening to music all the time, English music. And also I was watching films a lot, movies and series. And also I was practicing English by talking to myself. So I was speaking English in front of a mirror, you know. I was imagining like a friend in front of me, and I was practicing my English with that imaginary person in the mirror. So yeah, this is like the first part of learning process. Can you skip to the next page, please? Yes, so by all these techniques and strategies that I used before graduation, it's really, I can say, made me prepared to apply for international non-governmental organizations. Of course, I volunteered after graduation here and there in many civil society organizations, but in 2016, I think one of the key reasons that they selected me, even though I didn't have previous experience in international NGO, was my language, was my English language skills, I think. So that's how I, was in the NGO world in 2016. And there were a lot of people from outside Syria, like say international staff member from regional and also outside of, like, in Europe, Africa, America, and different continents. So that was amazing opportunity to practice my English in advanced way, and also to start write English like in reports way. Yes, I was started to write English and report in email. So all of that, I started to learn it in 2016. So not a very long time, right? Yeah, so this is how I advanced my English through work. I was really happy to meet people from different places and different dialects. I was familiar with British accent and American accent and different mixed accents. So it was really a great opportunity. The next page, please. And yes, so how I applied to scholarships. So my first try, I was dreaming to apply for scholarships outside of Syria since I graduated. I graduated in 2014. However, I was a bit hesitant, like, am I qualified to apply? Is my English good enough to apply? And all of these, concerns and suspects that we have, we often have throughout our life. So, and also, of course, as I live in war circumstances, the priority was a bit, not high. So I was hesitant, but it was always there until 2022. I was like, okay, I think now I'm prepared. I graduated. I have at least 2 to 6 years of experience. And I think I practice my English pretty enough to qualify me to apply for Chevening, and Chevening was my first try type of scholarship. So even though, especially back then, my dialect was not good as it is now, and also as I was not fluent as I'm now. Of course, the learning is still going. I'm everyday learning. I applied, and they have chosen me. So it was amazing, and I was so grateful that English helped me, you know, to express my experience and ideas and my passion through English. So I was so glad, and that's how I met the godfather of me and of many friends is yoga. That's where I met yoga. And I think the second day I arrived to UK, we shared the same university. I'm so lucky. So that's how I met yoga there. And I met amazing friends and academics and peers and practitioners. So this experience, 1 full year, it was beyond real. You know, you learn not only academically debates and arguments and theories. It's not only that. You met different people from different culture, backgrounds, dialects, and experiences. So your experience will be very rich. So yeah, so that's how I applied for Chevening, and I chose to study gender violence and conflict, which meets my field experience. I wanted to learn more different contexts because I was only specializing in Syrian context and conflict and war context, but I want to explore different contexts in Asia and outside of Asia. So yeah, that's how I did it. And I returned back 6 months ago, and here I am with you all, yeah, virtually. Yes, next page, please. And the best part was after we finished the master in September, the next month I booked my ticket and I went to India and then to Indonesia. I met amazing practitioners in Indonesia, and I was invited also by the university. Remind me about the University Satu. Remind me the full name of the university.
The Islamic State Islamic University of Tulungagung. Yeah, you hear me? It's the State Islamic University of Tulungagung.
Yeah, sorry, your voice was breaking. Exactly, the Islamic University. It was one of the best experiences that I have ever had, because I can say I get to know how the education system is in Indonesia, how they provide such amazing, you know, platform to their students to hear different experiences from outside of Indonesia. So we don't have in Syria, for example, we don't have these kind of platforms and sessions provided by the university in Syria. So I was so impressed. I was so happy to share my research dissertation for the very first time outside of UK university, to different university in Indonesia, to amazing students and academics. So it was really amazing, and thanks to yoga and also amazing people from the university that I was invited to. So yeah, I'm always grateful that English provide me all these opportunities to connect with amazing people and practitioners like you, for example, in different contexts. So now I shared, this is the first part of the agenda. I shared my experience, how I learned English. So I would love to hear from your experience. Please share your experience. Which of these helped you most in learning English? So I just gave you some options. You could choose all of them. You could choose others. Whenever who wants to share your experience, please share it. I would love to hear. And which of these options you think it was the most, how can I say, helpful for you to learn English?
Yes. Does anyone want to share? I guess the question was, how does learning English benefit you, right?
Yes, or which of these options or ways or strategies, techniques you
Okay.
help you to learn English? You can write if you want. You can just write, or you can just share any word to express your experience in learning English.
Jadi menurut teman-teman, cara apa yang paling efektif untuk belajar bahasa Inggris? Oke, Kak Jenny.
Yes, Miss Jenny, please.
Okay, for me, so I learned English through music and films because when I was in elementary school, we had English class when we are in class 4, so it's very new to us. But I know English because my brothers always put music, and it's in English. So when I hear the music, I love the beat. Okay, I love everything have the beat, and that's why okay, I need to find out what's the meaning of this song. What is it? So I open my dictionary and I try to searching the lyrics from the Google and try to interpret what is it? How to
Translate.
Yeah, to interpretation. What is it? It's very hard for me to say the word. But yeah, to translate to Indonesia language. And it's because I'm from a little island in East Nusa Tenggara. It's called Savu Island. And we have electricity.
Electricity or like electricity?
Electricity.
Okay.
Yeah, we have electricity when I was like 14 or 15 years old. So I watch film, and the first time I watch is SpongeBob SquarePants. Yeah, I learned English through cartoon, and I just love cartoon. But now I never took a private lessons or course until now because of Kak Yoga informed me about this, and I'm so happy to meet all of the teachers here. And I think it's a privilege because I know Kak Yoga. Yeah, and now I learn English through social media or internet, and sometimes I talk to a stranger from an apps, try to improve my English, and yeah, just yeah, like that.
Wow.
Thank you.
Impressive. Thank you so much, Jenny, for sharing your experience. Really, indeed, music makes the learning so fun, and it makes the learning so easy, and it makes us, linked to the word of English. So that's really impressive. Thank you, Jenny, for sharing. Yes, please, Savitri, right? Am I pronouncing your name correctly? Yes, please. Go ahead.
I learned my English when I was in high school. It's from music, like Jenny, like Kakak Jenny. I learned from music. I'm sorry, my son is bothering me.
No worries.
Yeah, from music, and then when I like group band. I don't know if you know New Kid on the Block. This is my era, and then I write the song of the lyrics, and then actually I never got like tuition or course on that time, because at that time Indonesia is during a hard time in a Suharto time, so it's not everybody can get easily to to study English. And then I write the song, and then after that and then I just listen the song, and then I write the song, and then after that I translate it, and then after I have I work, and then I've been taking some course, but because of my heavy duty, and then I'm not finish it all the grades very well. And now I want to learn more about English. I know how to speak, and then but sometimes I want to learn more deeper for my study in propose in next futures. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That's also impressive, dear. Your English is pretty good. And as I said, it's like there is no ceiling for learning. So it's ongoing and daily process. Good luck, dear. Thank you for sharing. Yes, Farida.
As like others, also I learning by myself from music, and yeah, I watching just only Hollywood movies. That's my first course, I think. And then when I started make some social media, I make a Facebook, then I make a friends with a friend from the India, from the Pakistan. So from that I'm learning. And then when I'm being migrant workers in Malaysia, in Malacca, I was lucky. I have my employer always talking English with me. So I think this my experience, and then maybe my practice. And then for Ayala, I'm now is my age is 50 years old, but I'm just started in my age, so I'm started learning everything. And yeah, I was lucky when in SBMI we have the Mas Yoga have the course, so I so excited. I think till now I'm still learning because my English, I always said my English is not good enough. Thank you.
Thank you, Farida. Thank you for sharing your experience. Your English is pretty good. And yes, we need actually to add this platform as one of your strategic ways to learn English. This platform that provides by Yoga and his colleagues. It's such an amazing such an amazing opportunity for you guys to learn. That's amazing. I'm so lucky. Okay, who wants to share? Diana also, please share it.
Yeah. Okay. Actually, I'm so interesting in English when I was studying English when I was elementary school, junior school, and senior high school, and then sometimes no one to talk with me by English, so sometimes like I'm so crazy speak in English be myself like you.
It's the best way.
Yeah, so sometimes I find my friend to be guided how to speak in English, how to be guided, also because I'm so curious about that, and actually, English behavior is so different. English behavior and in NGO, the government organization, So yeah, actually, the simple in behavior, English in behavior than NGO. I think NGO is very complicated in English, So I was I have to try, and then this is my opportunity to join here, to join in English in activist migrant here, because I think my English is not good, because my English I can I can prediction 30% not perfect my English, So I'm so try. I think this is my challenge. This is my opportunity for me in activists for English for activists. Yeah, So so in Indonesia, the behavior in Indonesia exactly in Lombok, in Mataram, if you speak in English, people judge you. Oh, you very arrogant. Oh, you very bad. Oh my God. Sometimes people no it's not. Yeah, sometimes people it's not. Oh my God, it's not. Yeah, believe. Oh, it's not believe. Confident about their self to speak English. So I think so that I can speak in English by myself in front of mirror, and like I'm so crazy.
You're not. It's okay to be crazy, not sometimes,
Yeah. Okay, that's it. Thank you, Iyala.
Thank you so much, Ziana. That's really inspiring. Like listening to all of your experience and techniques, it's really, inspiring because when we have a desire, everything is easy. Like we can be creative and learning, and that's amazing. So no matter what is the age that you started to learn, as long as you have the desire to learn, that's all what you need, because you will pay attention to each opportunity is out there. Like this opportunity that is provided by yoga, for example, you invest it, and that's amazing, and good job. So the takeaway or the lesson learned that I have taken from all this journey, and also including yours, that learning English is a journey, is not a race. Okay, so every word that we learn brings us one step closer to new people, to new ideas, to new perspectives and possibilities. So we need to keep going. Progress happens with practice. I'm still learning. Like I feel every day I'm learning new words, new perspectives, how I express my ideas. So there is no end of this journey. So you started, and that's the most important thing. Well done, everyone.
Yeah.
Yes. So we can now move, if it's possible, to move to the part 2. You ready?
We still have 2 people raising their hands if you want to.
Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah. If we have time, please, I want to hear more.
Sure. Kak Suryanti, please unmute yourself and speak.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay, when I'm working in Jordan, I speak English with my employer. Sometimes, if I don't understand Arabic, I used to speak English, and now I've never used English, and something I forget it. Now I want to learning English because I hope I can help my friends, if if the problem in kalau luar negeri apa ya? Sorry.
No worries, no worries. Take your time.
Yeah, okay. That's right. Well, and now sometimes I speak English with my friend in social media, and I make it Google Translate. Okay, Mas Yoga, thank you. Nice aja. That's right.
Thank you to you for sharing.
Okay. Sorry, my English not good.
Sorry, the voice is a bit breaking for me. Let me see the next word.
Kak Mbak Salas.
Okay, thank you, Yoga. Good afternoon, everyone. I will share what I do. What I do to study to learn English. I learn English by watching content on media sosial. Apa ya? Di mana itu apa? When they speak in English, and then I listening to English songs, and I want to study to the language desa bahasa in Borobudur before, and we went to Borobudur temple, and we practice communication with tourists from turis itu luar negeri apa ya? With tourists and
foreigners.
I ever bener ya Yok? And I ever lived in the United States for 5 months, but I couldn't communication with I couldn't communicate much with people in outside because they were busy working or they were traveling, and then they're enjoying their vacation, and so many didn't want to be strapped. So apa ya? I want to many learn English because I have a dream. I can go to many country, and then I have dream I can studying in United States in the future. Okay, thank you for me, Yoga.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing your
Thank you.
experience. Thank you, thank you. Dreams come true. Okay.
We have one
Just
last.
Amin.
Yes, I mean.
We have one last person before we move on to the next part.
Risky,
of the
right? Risky.
Kak Rizky, silakan.
Yeah, hello everyone. So at the first time I learned English, it was at school, and at that time in early 2000, we don't have Google Translate like we used to have it today. And from that time, I always bring like a dictionary, English and Indonesian. So every time I went and met the foreigners, I always like randomly spoke and asking what they doing in Indonesia, especially after I finished school, moved to Bali, and I just spoke randomly with the foreigners, and I asked like a lot of questions, and after that they answer me with the verbs or with the sentence, which at that time I don't really understand. I'm always open the dictionary, and the foreigners always help me with what's the meaning whenever I ask them. And after that moment, I think dictionary were really useful for me, because you not only found like only one verb, or you can find like, for example, like if you ask fish, there is a lot of f, and then you not only found the fish word at that time, but you can like explore what is f, in English like face. You can find any words in the dictionary, and after I learn and practice in Bali, I got a job in Africa, and I start more practice about English because for me English is like a global language, so I have to learn a lot, and not only learn, but I have to practice, like make a conversation with foreigners, and sometimes I make conversation with my sister as well at home. And yeah, that's my story. Thank you.
Wow. Wow. Impressive. Thank you, Zorhan, for sharing yours. Do you notice, dears, that none of us learned English or is learning English through traditional ways or through school? That's amazing. You know, we are creating or finding our own ways to learn English. So that's amazing. Every one of us has, you know, I find their own ways, and we share a lot of techniques that throughout we learn English. And indeed, English is a global language. It's a beautiful language. But it's not about the language itself, right? So it just, we invest the language as its globals to connect to people. So, and as much as we learn other languages is even better. So I hope that to learn different language, and Yoga is a master in knowing many languages. So yeah, hopefully one day we keep learning different languages as well to connect to people in local languages. Thank you so much for sharing all of yours. Yeah, inspiring. Please keep going, okay? That's amazing. Now, if you're ready, we can move to the second part of the presentation. And if you want to take a break, please let me know, okay? Do you hear me, colleagues?
Yes.
I see. Oh, okay. Maybe yoga's internet stopped or something. Yoga, do you hear me? Oh, he joined again.
He's missing. He's back.
Sorry, I don't know. I just got dropped from the call, but I'm back now.
No worries. No worries.
Because it happened to me in April's session. I couldn't put myself back in. So yeah.
Really?
So yeah. Do you want to go on to the next slide, or because I think Mazurhan raised his hand. I'm not sure if he still wants to share. Mazurhan?
Yes, Mas Yoga.
Here.
Jeffy, ada hayun Can I share?
Yeah, sure. Please go ahead.
Oh, okay. Thank you. This is my last turn, maybe. The first time I learned English because I have pressure to my friend when I senior high school, because all my friends can speak English very well, and I just no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, just no, just that I know. But my friend, boy, really good speak English when they meet like tourism for all the country in Lombok, they can speak English very well. And when after that that is make me motivation to learn more English. And in this class, some of the part I try to improve or develop our speak English and listen and discuss about everything. Thank you.
Wow, amazing. Thank you so much, Zurhan, for sharing. Thank you, dear. Impressive.
Is the slide showing now?
Not yet. For me, it's not yet. And anyone else, if you remember a new way that you, or a new technique or strategy that you're doing or used to do, please also add to the chat box if you want. We can always review it and read it. Perfect. So now we are in the second part of the presentation, why I choose to work on gender-based violence. So let me share. Yes.
Okay.
Can you hear my voice?
I can hear you.
Is my voice? Okay, perfect. Okay. So, okay. So, let's say, since I was a child, or let's say as I am from, as I am woman or a girl, like when I was a child, a girl from ethnic indigenous minority group, I noticed many violations against the community that I belong to, based on the ethnic and sometimes religious background and all of that. So that's how, and also my parents were activists. So since I was a child, I was, you know, listening to my parents when they discuss, and that makes me also to observe the violations based on human rights, like the, let's say, violations, human rights violations based on different identity. So first I noticed the violations based on the ethnic reasons, and then by gradually I was able to notice other type of violation, which is based on the gender. So since I was a child, I noticed many of those abusive and violations, and yeah, based on on gender identity. So in my case, like as I am a girl, for example, I can share with you an example. Like I was 12 years old or 13 years old. Me and my friend, we were so in love in learning how to dance. So there was a new band for children, you know, at our age, that to learn our folk dance, you know, our folk type of dancing. So my parents encouraged me to go. However, my friend's parents, they did not encourage her to go. And the reason why, when I asked her why your parents said no, they said, I'm a girl, I'm 13 years old, I am no longer a young girl, I am a big girl now, so it's a taboo for a girl to dance. So that sentence hit me so hard, to the level that I still, you know, remembering it. Why my parents approved, like my parents, they didn't say any wrong with that. Why her parents saw that? Do they love her more than my parents love? Like, why it's taboo? Why? So I started to question myself, question all of these arguments and debates about it. And I started to notice many other discrimination and violation based on gender, on our gender identity. So that's why I wanted to study. I was like, okay, I need to defend on these type of rights. So that's why I studied law, to become a lawyer. So that was like the first part of it. And when I studied law, I noticed many gaps in Syria, in Syrian laws and policies. They don't like, yeah, they don't grant rights to women as they do to men. And there is many huge gaps and like structural gaps. It's not like minor ones. So I was like, huge. I was really shocked when I know, for example, the so-called honor crimes, specifically against women and girls in Syria. And they call them honor crimes. Like, it's okay to do a crime against a woman and girl, as long as it's under the umbrella of protecting the honor of the family. So that's why before graduation, I was like, I need to do something, like, because if I will be a traditional lawyer in Syria, I will not be able to do anything or to do any change or advocacy. So I started my own civil society organization with, of course, my other friends, to do campaigns, awareness raising campaigns on the so-called honor crimes and other human rights violations against the human being based on their religious, ethnic, and gender identity. So briefly, it's just like I noticed that there is no equality. There is no justice for women and girls in particular, and also for human rights, like for human being, there is no equality. So that's why I was like, I need to learn more and I need to work more. That's why I specialized in programs that address sexual and gender-based violence. Yeah, this is briefly. We can move to the, before moving to the other section, I know that you have learned about gender-based violence or gender equality. So I want to hear your perspective, your perspective and ideas about what does gender-based violence stand for. If you want to name any type of gender-based violence, and if you want to answer true or false, if GBV or gender-based violence is only happening during war or conflict. So if you have any idea you want to share, please bring it to the table. You can write it to the chat box, or if you want to raise your hand and share what does GBV, gender-based violence, mean or stand for, and also from your perspective in simple words. Okay, 6 years joke. Yes, it's part of that. It's part of gender-based violence. Yes. What else? You can share examples, you can define it in your own words.
What is gender-based violence to you? And you can pick some examples from your own work, for example, from your own community or organization, or some of the cases that you've been dealing with in your organization. Yes? Ada yang mau bicara? Apa kekerasan berbasis gender kalau menurut teman-teman, dan kira-kira contohnya di sekitar komunitas atau masyarakat teman-teman apa saja?
You can answer to any of those questions, or the question 3 or 2 or 1, any question that you want. There is no wrong answer. Please share. Yes, please, Jenny.
Yay, Kak Jenny, go ahead.
Yes.
Okay. So for me, gender-based violence, it refers to a harmful acts directed at an individual based on their gender. It is rooted in gender inequality, power imbalances, and harmful norms. So actually, I am part of an organization. It's called Zero Human Trafficking Network, and I are part of Youth Task Force Anti-Human Trafficking. And in 1922, Zero Human Trafficking Network make research about a harmful norm that make people from village go to become immigrant, and they can become victims of human trafficking. And the harmful norms, wait.
Take your time.
Yes, I have to find the word.
It's right. It's right.
One of the harmful norms is because of the
patriarchy.
Yeah, it's patriarchy culture. And yeah, as we know, patriarchy is make woman is subordination, so they don't have chance to make their own opinion, or their work basically just at the kitchen and never good enough for men. Yeah, so gender-based violence, it's not only happen on war country, but because of patriarchy culture too. It's for me. Thank you.
Oh, that's amazing. Thank you for sharing all of this information. That's amazing. Thank you so much, Jenny. Farida, please go ahead.
Okay. Gender-based violence. This is my experience. Maybe for others is nothing, but for me it's really what I said with Mas Yoga, apa ya? Kalau kita bilang ini not simple, but it's menghinakan, apa Mas Yoga?
Demeaning?
Yeah, related to my status, I have experienced as there's a few of widows. I mean, yeah, like that. Iyala,
Thank you.
do you know
Thank
what
you.
I mean?
Yeah, I sorry, I couldn't hear you in the last two sentences. If you can come again.
Oh,
you can.
I mean, my gender violence is related to my status, as I'm a single parent. Abuse I experience as there's quite few of widows.
Oh, so people look down. They look down upon single parents. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you, and sorry that you're experiencing that in this patriarchy society. We will discuss a lot about that. Thank you for sharing, dear Farida. You're amazing.
My pleasure.
Also, Ziana, do you want to share?
Yeah. Actually, you know, gender violence. Actually, gender violence is cause patriarchy system here, and patriarchy system is very amazing to influence the social, you know, because cases, you know, because in Lombok is the culture is very strong here, you know, it's very strong. The culture in Lombok, West Nusa Tenggara Barat, West Nusa Tenggara is very strong. If women get out from their house, and then more 10 o'clock nights, you know, so the woman had to get married with men. This is cause patriarchy system here. And then also, if you talk about gender violence in caste immigrant, you know, in SP Mataram, you know, SP, we always get caste for discrimination for female migrant worker here. Always sometimes migrant worker displacement, undisplacement, right? Displacement or undisplacement? Displacement.
Correct.
And many migrant worker can get apa ya, diperkosa itu ya, apa ya bahasa Inggrisnya ya? Yeah.
Get raped.
Yeah, and then get they cannot get rights, and they get discrimination in abroad. I think, yeah.
That's
it's
true.
like
You shared many examples of gender-based violence.
Yeah. Actually, patriarchy system, so it's very dangerous. So, and then my question is how to kick off a patriarchy system in here. No, we talk we don't talk only Indonesia, but this is a lot general. It's about patriarchy system.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Savitri. Yes, so indeed, we all raised in a patriarchy system. It's a global patriarchal system, of course, and also in Asia, it's huge severity of patriarchy system. So I think that every one of us can make a change. If men can, men can play as a role in how can I say ally for change. If they don't boost, so anyone is like, if men and women, they don't boost, they don't support the patriarchy system, as sometimes it's quite enough to resist this patriarchy system. So I think every one of us, regardless of our gender identity, can play a huge role on that. We can resist that on domestic level, yeah, we can resist things, we can reject things, we can say no to things, and maybe at domestic level, if you just resist it, that's maybe the most difficult thing, and that's the most important thing. Maybe it's harder, actually it's the most hard things, the most difficult things, to resist the patriarchy system at the domestic level, at the family level. So if you could play a role on that, that's amazing. You don't have to always play a role on a broader community system or on community or local or whatever. If you play it at the domestic level, that's pretty much enough. So, and it's really complex and it's a long journey. It's we need to work on it on different levels, from the top to the ground. So, and we need to do advocacy on different level, but we don't have to do all these type of advocacy by ourselves. Maybe I will do advocacy internally between me and my parents and a family, and you can play different role, all that. So I think all of us, we can play different roles, but it's complementary roles. And the most important thing that we know, this is very, how can I say, it's not positive way of system, and it's hinder our capacity to grow and to live and to meet our basic human rights. Thank you so much. So all of your amazing work is doing that, is resisting this patriarchy system. So yeah, thank you again. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, sure.
Actually, I think Syria and Indonesia is similar in religion. Yeah, many people, because a lot of people here is a Muslim here. Is many Muslim here. So and the power is bigger religion here. So and for interpretation in religion is very influence. So that system patriarchy is so strong in Indonesia, in global.
In global.
Yeah,
that's
thank
so
you.
True. Yeah, thank you. Indeed. It makes the resistance and the advocacy even more difficult when, like in our similar context, Syria and Indonesia. So I can hear you and I can understand you why you say that. Many people they do misinterpret many things stated in the in all, you know, like I was saying, holy books, including Quran or Bible or anything. So they do interpret it, or they do take it as evidence why they do boost and support this patriarchal system. So that's really become very complex, but there is always a room to work. And if we start to do this advocacy, we'll make our, you know, new generation, it will make the generation for them, or like the process for them, easier to advocate. Because before, this topic of gender-based violence and women's rights were a taboo, like very limited advocacy on that inside of Syria, for example. So I think the last 14 years, we started to advocate more openly regarding gender-based violence and human rights violence and women's rights. So I think it becomes a bit easy, you know, generation by generation. Thank you so much, Savitri. Anyone else want to share?
Yeah, we still have one raised hand.
Okay.
Kak Savitri?
Okay. Yes, Iyala, gender-based violence is a harmful act based on their genders. We have like sexual harassment and then physical harassment. And for the migrant itself, like I work in a migrant worker network. We saw some of cases. It's a long time came. I mean, long time cases ya, the kasusnya lama gitu, long time cases. The context of the migration, there have been cases of the like to use contraception to prevent pregnancy without migrant worker consent before departing to work abroad. And I think these cases is more and more happen to Indonesia Indonesian migrant worker before they're going abroad. So they've been forced to use the contraception like that. I think this is a part of the GBV. And also in Indonesia, we have a lot of problem on a child marriage in some cases. And the child marriage is a lot of cases, and then the woman become get violated by their husband, and then the integrated with the migration, and then they will become a migrant with a young age. And then there is no preparation because they have like a domestic violence on that. Thank you.
Wow, thank you for sharing all of that. That's amazing. You're every one of you is great, like familiar with what term means, what is the reflection on the ground of, and the consequences of gender-based violence. So thank you all for sharing these insights. Indeed, gender-based violence is any harmful act, as you mentioned, against a person's will that is based on the socially constructed differences between the human beings. Yeah, and based on their gender identity. There are many types of gender-based violence. It's the physical one, sexual one, the emotional, psychological one, and also the economical one. It includes different also subtypes, like, as you said, forced marriage, early marriage, domestic violence, intimate partner violence, and also when we are prevented from going to school or college or pursue any educational or any economical social economical activities is also a part of gender-based violence. When they do discriminate us, bullying us based on, or judge us based on how we look, and when they disqualify us, or judge us, or they don't believe in us where we are because we are women. So all of that, it's many examples, and we all experience it in different level, men and women and other different gender identities. We all different, we all experience it. It's individual experience, but it's beyond that. It's we call it like how can I say, it's structural human rights violations. It's violations into the system. So everyone experienced it on different levels, by law, by policies, in the domestic level. So and true, your answer was true that GBV happens everywhere and anywhere, not only in conflicts and war zones. So yes, all your inputs were correct and accurate. Thank you so much for sharing. Now we can move to the part 3, GBV in Syria and my work in GBV. 1 second. Okay, so tamam. Since 2020, I started to manage a program that addressed sexual and gender-based violence. Guess where? Which location? Which region in Syria? You could see the highlighted red region, like in that part. So that part called Raqqa. The name of the region is Raqqa. Have you ever heard this name before on TV, news, social media? Raqqa?
I have from your paper.
That's right.
Raka is my friend name.
Raqqa is your name?
My friend name, Raka.
Really? But I think it means different. Different meaning. Okay, so probably like from 2015, 2018, this region in Syria has become very well known on TV. Everyone, like every news or every channel, mentioning the name of this region, but unfortunately in not positive circumstances. Why? Because since 2015, ISIS, which is Islamic State for Sham and Iraq, which is extremist jihadis terrorist group, okay, was created before in Iraq and then 2015 in Syria. So they controlled this region, Raqqa, for 4 years, from 2015 to 18. And this region served as a capital for their, extremism. They controlled it. So it's the capital, like from A to Z, they controlled it. They were able for 4 years to mainstream their ideology, their extremism, and their terrorism into this region. Of course, the people that not only Syrians, they are from regional countries, from different cities in Asia and outside of Asia, Europe and America, like all people or extremists, people that have this extremist ideology, they came to Syria in 2015. Of course, we had extremism before. Always we had it. However, during war circumstances, the extremism, it increased, because it's chaotic. The borders are like, they're not under control and all of that. So this region really impacted by this ideology. They witnessed a lot of severity or like different type of severity violations of human rights. Everyone, like men, women, children, they witness it on every day. So our program was implemented in 2020. So after it was released from this extremism group. But can you imagine how this region affected by this ideology and the trauma that women, men, children have faced and experienced during 4 years? So the program started in 2020 and still going on until now. It was really challenging in the beginning to implement or like to discuss about human rights and gender-based violence. And, it's very sensitive topic to discuss with the people that have religious extremism way of thinking. But gradually, we were able to increase these type of activities. We will discuss it more. So the information that you see in the screen, there are just some research done how the patriarchal norms were really exaggerated during the 4 years of this extremism, and how many Syrian women face challenges after becoming the heads of their households, after they lost their husbands or fathers or all of that. Yes, you can move to the next page. Yes, so our program, you can see the first page. In Arabic, it says Safe Space Center. Okay, خطوة أمان, or Safe Step Center, or Safe Step or Space Center. So, and Women and Girls Safe Space. You must heard this term, Women's and Girls Safe Spaces. Right? Who has heard this term before? Just raise your hand if you heard this term, Women and Girls Safe Spaces. Okay, no one? Tamam. So this term is a bit of like commonly used in programs that address sexual and gender-based violence and focus on women and girl survivors. Of course, everyone could be a victim and survivor of sexual and gender-based violence, not only women and girls, just a note. However, in our context, women and girls, like they are more, I can say, targeted to gender-based violence, and to the stigma, unfortunately, men and boys who are also victims of gender-based violence, they don't speak up. They don't say, we need support, unfortunately. So because of those two reasons, the programs currently focus on women and girls survivors of gender-based violence. So this term means like this space, this center, there is no men working in it. And they deal with the woman, we call it survivor-centered approach. Means that they respect her experience, they respect her ideas and needs and desires, and they deal with her experience in confidential way and respectful way and empowering way. So all the staff are trained how to deal with these sensitive topics and people who are experiencing gender-based violence in Syria. So this center provides many activities. So you could see, for example, the first picture, PSS session, which stands for psychosocial support session. So it's peer group of women and adults and girls come together, and of course, they are like the facilitator is following a curriculum, psychosocial support curriculum that includes certain messages. For example, self-esteem, self-help, how I express my ideas, how I can support others, and all of that, right? So they do discuss these topics. There is a lot of interaction, practical exercises. They do it together to build the trust, because most of those women and girls, they are losing the trust of their surrounding, because the high rates of gender-based violence happens by the family member or by the trusted ones. So when those trusted ones and family members perpetrated are doing violations based on gender, those women, they lose the trust to meet different people or to connect again and to have friendship again. So that's why they isolate themselves. So these kind of spaces and activities, it helps them, it supports them that no, there is other people and other spaces that they can rebuild their trust to and see it from different perspective. Yeah, so this is one of the activities that we provide through the centers. And also the other one is vocational, or we call it socio-economic activities. So from this, you could see the picture is sewing. Sewing type of vocational sessions provided for women and girls in Raqqa. And of course, it's a traditional type of vocational training, but it was based on their needs and desire. Okay, but like I can say, before going to the university or to study master, I was not paying attention that why we are every year doing sewing and hairdressing, like as automatic, we're assuming like these are only the two type of vocational trainings that women and girls want. But after that, when I explored different critical theories and all of that, I was like, no, we might, how can I say, prove or boosting the idea of like women and girls are only can do traditional type of vocation, which is hairdressing or sewing. So I critique my own program that we don't tend to consultate women and girls every year. Maybe they change their minds. They don't want sewing and hairdressing. They want something else. So that was really one of the key points that I learned, that we don't need to do always traditional rules. Maybe if they want to do it, that's fine, as long as they want to practice this. But we should not limit these type of options. Like, hey, what do you want? Sewing and hairdressing, as we say, like you only can do that. So this is critical point that all practitioners, we need to take it into consideration when we do provide these type of activities. And the third activities is case management. So I didn't put a picture, if you notice, because this is one-on-one session. It's physical, just two-person, the survivor and the caseworker or the social worker. So this private one-on-one session, it's the social worker support the survivor to identify her needs and find the risks, and also trying to link her with the services, whether inside of this center or other service providers, they do provide it. And she give her emotional support, because the experience of gender-based violence is very complex. It's very difficult. It's on an emotional, physical, and sometimes on sexual level. So this social worker, her role is essential. So that's why we don't take pictures for this private sessions. The fourth type of activities is educational. So if they want to learn about computer skills, we do provide these. If they want to learn English, we provide English sessions. If they want to know how to write and read, because there are some percentage of women and girls, because of the war, especially girls, they were interrupted from school, so they don't know how to write or read Arabic, for example. And lastly, in the session, if you could see, there are children, right? So why we do provide these type of, why we are providing for children? We are providing for the children of the women and girls who are coming to the center, or for the women who are coming to the center, because we know that there is high percentage of married women who have many children, and we know that the social norms put the domestic and the household responsibilities only on women's shoulders. So she cannot leave her children and come to the center, right? So we provide a room by also trained a babysitter that she take care of those children of the women participants who comes to the center for 1 hour, 2, 3 hours, taking care of these children. And this is really important for practitioners to do in every program that we want to empower the environment for those women and girls. Lastly, also we, outside of the center, we do provide outreach mobile team that they reach to men and boys. So we only have one activity, unfortunately, for women, for men and boys. So this is, I can critique by myself. It's a huge gap that why we only why we're only reaching to men and boys in one activity, which is awareness raising on gender-based violence. In camps like internally displaced camps, and also outside of camps, like in rural and countryside areas, we have a mobile team. They do go and ask for men to come together and discuss these topics. And you can imagine how challenging it is to discuss this topic with some men in these contexts. And also female facilitator to women participants and male facilitator to men participants. And we need to be very gender sensitive to the context. So if, for example, if the facilitator was a woman providing these awareness sessions to men participants, they will not accept it, or they will resist it more. So at the beginning, until now, we are focusing on male facilitators to men, especially in these type of sensitive way of messages. These are the type of activities that we provided in this program that aim to address sexual and gender-based violence in Raqqa city. Of course, it happens in every different region in Syria, but our program is focusing on this region. If you have any question regarding this program, why we do provide these activities, I think I just explained a bit. If you want, I can explain more. So if you have any question, feel free to share. If not, we can move to the last part of the presentation. Yeah. Okay.
Can I ask?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you, Iyala. Right? Yeah.
Yes, Iyala.
My question, Iyala. My question is, Raqqa is the name of a province or a sub district?
Good question. It's a province, and it's the name of the governorate, and also it's the name of the city.
Okay. The first question. The second question is when you implementation about the program, that maybe can you explain any goal about regulation gender-based violence in Raqqa city, and possible if some regulation to share like in Indonesia, how can we collaborate and etc. The regulation. Do you understand what I?
Yeah, I just want to double check if I understand you correct. So you're asking about the regulations that prevents gender-based violence in Raqqa?
Yes.
Is this correct?
Yes.
Or
Yeah.
Regulations by you mean the local authority or by the government, or?
Maybe in local community until the government.
Okay, great question. And the first part, you asked a different question, or this is the second part of the question?
That's all.
Okay, perfect. Well, this is a really important question, and I think, of course, there is always community-based approach by the community that they do find their own ways to address, to prevent, or respond to gender-based violence or to any other type of human rights violations. But as this how can I say, type of violation is very sensitive. It touches base on different angle of life, like, or let's say religious, it has religious rules, or the interpretation of religious rules, and cultural, and also legal roots, because as I said, there is a lot of gaps in Syria regulation, laws, and policies that prevents women to seek for justice, and seek for justice for all type of gender-based violence. So all these it complicates the process for community members themselves to how can I say, advocate or find their own ways. But there is always a space, and there are, since 2020, a lot of such programs are implementing in those areas, and they're trying to focus to, how can I say, to train community members to be the community leaders or community committees. So we have an activity I didn't mention here, that it's called community-based GBV prevention and response community. So some of these participants who came and attend these type of activities and want to take a leadership role in their community. So we create a community, and we train them further, and they go to the local authority, for example, and to other community leaders, whether religious or social or economic community leaders, and share this information with them, and they're trying to play a positive role, for example, decreasing the trauma, or not decreasing trauma, the stigma that is perpetrated against women and girls. So we are in the starting phases, starting stages of doing this community-based approach. And the challenge also, there is a lot of services, like we lack a lot of services in Raqqa and in Syria because of the war and infrastructure and all of that. And the shortage also of funds recently, but they started to know that they have also accountability and role they need to play on that perspective. So we have men and women in these type of committees. Yes, and regarding the government, still there is no much work by the government. We have now interim transitional government. It's a new government, 6 months maybe. So we are hoping to have some advocacy, and they are flexible. We'll see. I will keep you updated on that. I hope that I answered to your question.
Okay, Iyala, I think we need to press on a little. I mean, we've run over time, but we can probably just go through the remainder of the slides more quickly, and then we can pull out some of the questions. Okay. Yeah.
Perfect. We came to the last part, which is the link between countering violent extremism and gender-based violence, or addressing gender-based violence. So before, can you go to the next? Okay, maybe I can answer this question to the time limitation.
Can I ask first?
Yeah. Okay, sure.
Yeah, I just joined. My name is Alia.
Welcome, Alia.
Yeah. There's a problem here. There's Raqqa is a province, like province. Before, yes. Here I live in Central Java, and then it's in small town, and have 236 village, and then inside also have the community of women organization, and then in village it's like we'll call it is PKK. What the name is PKK, Mr. Yoga? That's also what's problem? There's you have problem in Raqqa. How to make one session, make one purposely to about violent about this case, because I feel in my town is a little difficult to make, because every village also have a different policy and different regulation, and then how to communicate with a government there. So every village have same to have what is it called? If have problem, we directly can help like that. You get it or?
Can you come again with the question to make sure I
Okay.
understand?
Do you have problem there about the make that's community about regulation and then about the one word like we make one community because about regulation not match with village, you know, because in village have a basic community like PKK is a woman community, but the regulation sometimes not met, and there's have problem like that or not in Raqqa.
I guess the question is whether there are overlaps and mismatch between regulations at the level and down. I mean, all the way down to
Up
the
and
village
down.
level.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course, yes, we do face this challenge as well. For example, we have a local authority. It's different from the government. So the local authority, it's a bit, how can I say, more towards women's liberty, and they do legalize like, how can I say, more progress laws towards women. However, on the ground, because it's very community-based, religious-based, cultural-based society, some of these regulations are not implemented. You know, there is no legal enforcement of these regulations. So it's just like beautifully written or perfectly written, but they don't have, how can I say, power or enforcement or willingness to know how to apply it on the ground, right? So yeah, sometimes we have overlap, and it's a challenge, briefly.
Okay.
Tamam.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. So the last part is about countering violent extremism. So in my organization, we also have different program, okay, that trying to address the violent extremism that we experience every time, of course, since ever, but especially the last 14 years, as I said. So, so from the beginning, we are trying to not see it as a program different from GBV, or like they work separately. They don't work separately, those two programs, they work together. Why we do that, and based on many research, for example, I put some research here to Brown 2020, they said like they witnessed and documented many efforts that trying to address violent extremism was lacking of gender perspective, of the different needs or experiences of women and men, how they experienced violent extremism throughout their life. So they were dealing with them as it's one experience, one way of recruitment of those women and men to violent extremism. So that's why our program tried to integrate the gender equality and gender perspective, gender needs and desire that those people were affected and influenced and affiliated to violent extremism. So can you go to the next page, please? Due to the time limitation, we can go to the next page. Okay. Let me see here. Okay, so we started to integrate gender-based violence prevention and response approaches to this program because we know that gender-based violence is not only women's issue or human rights issue, it's also essential to preventing and countering violent extremism. It's security issue, it's social, it's everything. So we noticed, based on many research that said GBV is a driver of violent extremism. You know, in many settings such as Syria, extremist groups such as ISIS and other extremist groups, have used gender-based violence as a deliberate tactic, intentional tactic to control, recruit, and terrorize. So survivors of GBV, particularly in patriarchal society, may face stigma, isolation, or trauma, or that extremist actors can exploit. The other thing that violent extremism and GBV, they share the root causes, right? So the root causes is gender inequality. So they both, GBV and violent extremism, they both, how can I say, thrive in environments marked by gender inequality, impunity, and social exclusion, and the normalization of violence. So we believe that tackling, addressing these root causes is critical for building longer or long-term community resilience. And the third reason why we integrate GBV into countering violent extremism, CVE strategies, that because we noticed that many research also stated that programs that overlook, they don't take into consideration the strategy that address GBV risk, they reinforce the harmful gender norms and excluding critical voices, especially women's, throughout the implementation of programs. So we don't look at women that they're only victims or passive participants, but also as a role, like as a leadership role in peaceful, in peaceful role. For example, there is a research in Indonesia and Malaysia that said if someone wants to be jihadi or extremist, they are seeking to take the, how can I say, the consent, the approval from their mother, because they are waiting to take the approval from their mother before going to be involved in these countering violent extremism. But for example, in Kenya, no, they are waiting the approval from their fathers. The idea is that we know that mothers, or like women, regardless of their role, they can play this positive role, not only negative role. So we involve them in the peaceful process, like how they can play a role in the peaceful process and advocate to counter violent extremism and play a positive role towards their children. Because in some communities, women have a voice, and or let's say powerful voice, and children, they do listen to their mothers. So how the mothers and sisters and women, regardless of her positionality, can play a role on that. So we are trying throughout these programs to take into consideration these strategies. I mentioned this, that yes, women peace actors, not just as victims. So in short, integrating GBV prevention and response into countering violent extremism programming, it enhancing the impact of these programs and also support justice and contribute to more inclusive and peaceful societies. So we don't have to have only GBV as a standalone program. We need to integrate it to any program that we do provide a civil society, food security, livelihood, shelter, countering violent extremism. The gender-based violence prevention and response strategies needs to be integrated, and that's what we are trying to do throughout our programs in Syria. So that's all from my side. These all the parts done from my side. So if there is a time availability, you can share any takeaway and one thing you learned today or you want to share, if there is a time. Yoga, the floor now is yours.
Yay! Please give her a round of applause. Thank you so much, Iyala. You're amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, so to round everything up, I'll just quickly throw a question to you. Do you want to share one thing that you've learned from the session and that can potentially be implemented in your own organization? Let's just take 3 people, yeah? Can I have 3 people to come forward and share?
You can add your insights into the chat box or share them.
Just name one thing. Satu hal
Yeah, just
aja that you've learned today from Iyala's presentation. Kak Jenny, would you
and
like
also and also from your peers' experiences that they shared throughout this session.
True, true. Oke, Kak, Mbak Safitri, silakan.
Yes. Thank you, Yoga. Thank you, Iyala, for your presentation. I think I've learned so much here on how GBV is around us, even in our daily life, and we have to know some more about how the form of the GBV can affect to us, especially like violent extremism that I mentioned before, that I'm making some modules on that. Sometime when I met some Indonesian migrant worker, female migrant worker who voluntarily engage in a terrorist activities, they don't know that they become a GBV victim through, because the terrorists uh, uh, influence them with religious ideology, and then such as believing it's honorable to give birth to child who become jihad fighter. This can be form of GBV. So I think it's not, the GBV is not only violence, pendekatan tuh apa ya? The approach is not only, GVP is not only a violent approach, but also in a subtiles or manipulative, that woman actually become a victim of GBV. That's it. And I think I will more for my organization, I will implement the GBV as a perspective in our advocacy campaigns through the government, to give protection for women, for protection for Indonesian migrant workers. Thank you, Ilaya and Yoga.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Savitri, for your insightful feedback. Thank you so much.
Okay, Mbak Ana, go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Mas Yoga. Thank you, Iyala. Nice to meet you. Sorry for just join. Like last time when 2015, I was living in Turkey, and then like I met so many Syrian also, and then this he told me the story that the women, they have no rights with their body, about they must like get pregnant, like anyhow they cannot control the birth, like cannot take birth pill control, like something like that. Then this is I think this is also gender-based violence, because the women, they don't have rights to standing with their body, like anyhow they must like have child, like that. Then after like that time I also met like the women in the bus, like they wearing the short skirt. Even in Turkey, this is like actually normal for me, because this is not like purely Muslim country. So like so many the girls, like they wearing like we call sexy skirt, but this is can be the persecution, like they this one person like hit this lady. Like I think
for gender-based violence, like who facing the most is women, because they have like vulnerability, so many things like this. Then I learned like when in Turkey, when this conflict and war, women also the most victim who got a bad impact. I think like that. This is I learned from this. Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, thank you for sharing this observation. Yes, gender-based violence should not be justified under any circumstances, under any argument. Yes.
Yeah. Does anyone else want to share? I'll take one last person to share, and then we can close the session.
Yes, you can share just one info. It's all right, one word or anything.
Well, can I ask Kalindu to share? So Kalindu is an amazing gender activist. She's based in, I believe she's based in Kuala Lumpur now, right? But she's done incredible work with domestic workers in the region and beyond. So let's connect with Kalindu.
Yeah, thank you so much, Yoga and Iyala, for amazing sharing. I mean, I think I heard a few terms today from Iyala, especially in terms of the extremisms and conflict, the gender-based violence in the context of the conflict area. So for me, my experience is really mostly with migrant domestic workers. So in my previous thesis, I did interview 5 Indonesian domestic workers who had experienced gender-based violence at their work. So actually, one of the most prominent finding from my thesis is the failure of the law. I mean, they couldn't protect this woman while working in this country. And I also found out that it's very low in terms of doing the gender mainstreaming, especially related to the law, because they actually 4 laws that you can use, especially during addressing the GBP. But then I think the lack of this educational awareness raising about this uses of the law. So I think someone mentions about like the law and policies related to GBP. So it's also similar in context of Malaysia and in other work. Actually, I did the gender-based violence course for 3 years with IDWF. So it actually is very critical issues for domestic workers in Asia, especially because it's very difficult for them to voice out whenever they experience the violence at their workplace, because it's very isolated. So and actually, I also want to really share about like how, especially those case manager. I mean, I think Elia mentions about the case management. In our course, actually, most of the leaders experience like a burnout handling the cases of GBP, and in fact, I mean, in Malaysia, the authority didn't really like take on the cases on like sexual harassments. They only highlight the issues of salaries. So that is the big issue. Maybe that's a little bit sharing from me, Yoga. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kalindu. Thank you. I'd like to invite Sain. She's also an incredible activist. She's based here in the city that I'm in right now. And she's with the Women's Solidarity of East Nusa Tenggara. Kak Sain, please unmute yourself and let us hear your beautiful voice.
Iyala, apa udah dibuka? Yeah, Iyala, thank you very much for having me in your class. I was I try my best to listen to your presentation, and I'm interested how extremism and women. I highlight from your presentation that women can be agent of change for their situation. They can speak up and they can change their situation, and they can also send persetujuan apa ya Kak Yoga ya?
Permission?
Permission to the doctor or the children to be an extremism to it quite shocking. And then I think about how women have to have education and they must be heard because they can be whatever they want. They can be they can stop the violence on themselves, and they can also be another challenge for the world. So it's quite interesting, and I love it, and I think about it, and in my work, I think giving a space to women to work and to learn to be heard is important. Thank you very much, Iyala. Thank you, Kak Yoga.
That's a really powerful statement.
Exactly. Thank you so much for sharing this fruitful, insightful feedback, years.
Lastly, I would like to invite Farida to share her opinion.
Okay, Ayala. I'm not talking too much. Just want to say thank you and nice to meet you here. Heard everything about you, and for me, you can be a role model with your how you're learning and everything you do. May Allah bless you for you and every woman out there. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
beautiful.
I appreciate that. Wow. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. We have learned so much. I mean, I've personally learned so much from Iyala's session. This is what I like about talking with Iyala, because I always learn some new things from her based on her advocacy and her personal journey in Syria. And yeah, to close it off, I just want to highlight a few things from her incredible presentation. I learned. I think one of the most important points is this idea of women and girls safe spaces, right? I mean, we're familiar with the idea of safe houses, but when it comes to women, I think this. I'm not sure if it's a program or an initiative that your organization has started, or maybe it's common in your country, but it's not really common in our context. And I think this is something that we can incorporate in our work. So perhaps we can think about how to make how to provide safe spaces in our own organization for our own workers or our own members, right? So I think it's important. And it's also interesting to see that you have this children's only space in the facility, in the organization, right? And that it also reflects the need of the women themselves, right? Providing a space for children to interact is and to learn, and maybe learn different ideas of gender or femininity. So in a way, we are raising little feminists through these spaces, right? That's also really interesting. And of course, we've also learned how learning English has enabled Iyala to access a lot of opportunities. For example, going to the UK wouldn't be possible without her learning English. And then she was able to get this job at this or NGO, international NGO, for example, and she was able to do presentations in different countries. Those things would not have been possible without her being able to speak English. So I think it's a clear sign for all of us to improve our English so that we can, make use of all available opportunities out there. And Kak Lindu mentioned about this burnout thing, which is really common among I guess case workers, but also NGO workers in general, or just activists in general, right? And we haven't really done much to and we haven't really done much to address this emotional burden that we carry around as we address the problems of women, migrant workers, and other vulnerable members of our society, right? So that brings us to the next sharing session. So 2 weeks from now, I'm thinking of inviting one of our closest friends, Barira, and she's from Pakistan. And she has done so much about this issue, about how do we, in a context where everything is so depressing, everything makes us so sad and angry and hopeless, how do we find hope in the work that we do? Yeah. So in the next 2 weeks, we're going to talk about hope and how, as NGO workers, as activists, as members of the grassroots communities, how do we find hope in and channel our anger in a productive way, and find these spaces where we can, I guess, create hope for ourselves, but also for the people that that we are advocating for. In this case, maybe women survivors, migrant workers. Yeah, and I think that's really important to talk about. So please join us again in the next 2
Can I
weeks.
join?
Of course, yeah.
I would love to.
Totally.
My lovely friend Farida.
Yeah, that would be a space for reflection. You will need to reflect on your own experience and how we can create that kind of hope for our work. Yeah. So again, before we leave the meeting room, I would like to invite you to turn on your camera, and then we can take a picture.
Hey.
Yeah. Could you please turn on the camera?
Just one point.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
Yeah, I just I wrote in the chat box the name of the author and the name of the article. It's one of the articles that I reviewed recently, and it talks about the critique and also explores the approaches about countering violent extremism or integrating gender-based violence into these programs, and it gives Indonesia and Malaysia. It gives some examples of the role of women in Indonesia and Malaysia, if you are interested to read. So I just posted that.
Yeah. Thanks, Iyala. And I will share Iyala's LinkedIn profile as well. So if you want to get in touch with her and maybe we have something to work on together, you can just connect.
Of course. Feel free anytime.
Yes. Could you please turn on your camera so we can see you? But if you want to keep it turned off, it's totally fine. And Kak Lindu, you're also welcome to join us in the next 2 weeks. I will just keep you in touch, keep you in the loop about it. Yeah. Okay. First slide. Sorry. 1, 2, 3. Second slide. 1, 2, 3. Last slide. 1, 2, 3. Thank you so much again, everyone, for your time and for keeping with us to the very end of the presentation.
Yeah, just I want to thank everyone again for your listening and efforts and ideas. It was so amazing experience for me. Thank you so much. Good luck in your learning process and your activism. I would love to hear back from you, so you can contact me on LinkedIn, and I will try to join the follow-up sessions with you, also to learn with you. Thank you so much. Good luck.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Iyala. Bye.
Bye, Yoga. See you.
Bye.